So summer camp, that shit you go to during the summer when your parents have work or they just want to get you the fuck out of the house. That shit used to be fun as fuck. Like I cannot lie. Like being 19 now, I wish I could go back and just be like, "Yep, I'm a summer camp kid. I'm killing the fucking game, eating fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and having activities and shit." But I used to think about my summer camp experience, and I was like, yeah, it was cool. Overall, I had a good experience, and even when I go back there now from time to time, like I'm always open. Like I'm always greeted with open arms by like the director of that place. But damn, during my thinking, bro, I just had times where I'm like, what the fuck? It just goes on at summer camp. So I may tell a couple of stories of just shit even I wouldn't believe if someone else told me because it's just fucking outrageous. Like the first story is fucking wild. It's not wild, but it's like really, really out there. But I do have some wild stories. So let me start because I'm probably gonna. Shit's gonna be a long ass video. So I'll just give 5, and if you guys want more, let me know. And while I'm here, subscribe. Thank you. So, first story, let me think. This is when I was I think I was in elementary school. Yeah, elementary school. And I was there at summer camp, and I've been there for a few years, so I could get away with shit. And by getting away with shit, I would completely leave my group and go like with the teenagers because I was cool. Like I've been there for years, I know everybody who's there. Like it was cool, and you don't know how fucking big balling you feel when you're like 5th grade. I think maybe 6th grade. I think I stopped going after like the 7th grade. I don't fucking know. But when you're like a 6th grader and you're just hanging with the teenagers, bro, that shit's hard as fuck. Like that's the hardest feeling you can have at that age. I mean, until puberty hits, but yeah, that's the hardest feeling you can have at that age. So I was hanging out with the teenagers, and there was this girl there, and I don't know if I don't even think she fucking remembers me, but you know what? Just to be safe, I'll change identities and shit like that. Her name was, let me think of the name. Her name was Kate. Let's just say her name was Kate. So Kate was cool, and I used to like sneak off from my camp, and they'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like, not the kids, not the teenagers, but the counselors would, because I used to be a cute ass kid, so I used to get away with shit. Now, not as much, but I used to be a cute ass kid. So the counselor be like, I'll just be like, I don't know, I'm fucking lost. You get lost every day, and then it's like, cool. So they let me chill with them because sometimes I used to be a badass baby kid up there, and like they would not take me on field trips, so I would just go with the teenagers sometimes. And sometimes I would just do it on purpose so I could like hang out with the teenagers. It's like I don't want to go to this damn jump park, so fuck it. Damn, I'm already 3 minutes in. It's gonna be a long fucking video. So I was there with them, either lost or like not going on a field trip, and Kate would always be there, and she would be cool. We would talk, not like talk, because I had no fucking game. I didn't know what fuck game was when I was like in this 5th, 6th grade. And like she would always tell dirty jokes. Like looking back, that bitch was horny as hell for no reason. Like she would always have some horny shit to say, and I didn't realize it when I was a kid. I thought she was just trying to be funny, and I was like, ha ha, cool, grind the bench. And this is not me going to a story where I can just say I'm a victim. Nah, not at all. She was just horny all the time. Like looking back at it. Then like I remember one time I could say I was the victim, and she was like, hey, what comes after 69? And I said, I don't know. And she said mouthwash. And she looked at me dead in my fucking face. And this is where like I'm saying like these stories are outlandish as hell. Like if anyone was like to tell me this shit, I would not believe it. She looked at me in my eyes and she was like, I hope you bring mouthwash one day. And I didn't know what it meant until fucking yesterday. I'm like thinking about it like now, it's like weird as fuck. But when I was like a kid, I was like, haha, what the fuck are you talking about? But damn, bro, she wanted to fuck me. She was like 15. I'm like, no fucking way, bro. Thinking about it now, it's like, no fucking way. Like, that is not possible that you're gonna tell me this. Like, I'm like a 6th grader, 5th grader. No, I'm a 5th going on 6th grader. You can't tell me that shit. That's some R. Kelly shit. That's statutory. God damn it. But yeah, she gave me her kick. And, you know, she sent me some pics. Oh, I'm about to rhyme. And, you know, I didn't know what the fuck to do. So, you know, I just left her on open. Like, she legit sent me, like, pictures. You know what I mean when I say pictures, nigga. And, like, I left her on open, and, like, she sent another one, and I just left her on open again. Like, I did not know what to do with that shit. Like, what the fuck? I'm, like, in 6th grade. What the fuck do you want me to do with this shit? And, like, looking back at it now, bro, like, damn. I've always had the magic, bro. Always done had it. I have not talked to her since. Maybe one day I'll log into my old Kick account and be like, what's good? But I'm pretty sure she don't use that shit. But goddamn, she probably like, I don't know. Shit, how long has it been? Almost 10 years? So I'm pretty sure she's like almost in her 30s now with kids. I don't fucking know. I don't care either. Like, goddamn. Just horny shit. What else can I go with? Let's talk about, oh shit. Okay, so at the camp I went to, there was like traditional camp, sports camp, swimming shit. You might know what I'm talking about if you went to particular camp or said places. But I used to be in sports camp, and one week it was like you would have like a different sport every week. So one sport would be football, well, flag football, because they didn't want us to fucking Ray Rice each other. Flag football, basketball, soccer, volleyball, shit like that. Like, if it was your week, this was your week to sweat. And like, niggas would sweat. Like, let's say fucking some dude played soccer, good as fuck at soccer, couldn't play basketball, flag football, or whatever. But when it was his soccer week, that nigga would sweat. And I mean, that nigga would sweat the fuck out of that soccer ball. Like, I remember one time, it was basketball week, and I'm a nigga. I don't play soccer. But flag football I was good at. What else? Shit. I remember sweating in that game. I remember I had like fucking 8 rushing touchdowns in that game. I used to sweat like a bitch, bro. What else? But it was basketball week, and it was me and my nigga Tyson. Oh shit. Oh well. A real name was given. And that nigga was always tall. That nigga was like my age, like my last days. Like, I remember seeing him in the AAU game. That nigga's like 6'8", 6'9", and that was like 3 years ago. So I know that nigga's 7 foot tall. Like, that nigga has always been tall. So we had a 2v2 tournament, and it was me and Tyson against pretty much everybody else, just niggas. A nigga who, it was just imagine just 2 post scorers. If you play 2K, imagine a glass lock and a perimeter lockdown. Just a glass lock and a 2-way. That's what it looked like. Because, I would take a shot, I would hit, I would take a shot, I would miss it, and that nigga would grab the rebound and put that bitch back up. Like, it was unfair, like, how dominant we were. Like, and it wasn't even against, like, well, I can say it was definitely against lesser competition. I'm not gonna say it was against white people, that'd be racist. But it was against white people. Like, they did not know they couldn't dribble right, and they were right-handed. So, like, just imagine just niggas getting takeover, bro. Just locking niggas up. Like, nigga would get takeover as soon as the game would start, and it would last the whole game. Like, it got so bad that, like, counselors had to come and try and play us. And we were being competitive. Like, goddamn. It was like 20-20, 21-20, 21-21. Like, I remember one game where it went so long, the score was like, the final score was 43-41. Of course we lost, because that nigga dunked. Like, that nigga cheated. That counselor cheated, bro, because that nigga dunked. And we were mad as fuck because we couldn't stop that shit. Like, he would dunk, and he wouldn't do it for like 5 plays, and then he would just dunk again. And like, he ended the game on like a flashy, like on some Showtime shit. That nigga did a reverse clutch, nigga. I'm like, nigga, you stop. That's unfair. But they took us off our streak, bro. And the only reason they did that is because we were legit, like, we had 20 games under our belt in like 10 minutes. So that was fun. What else? Oh shit. I remember these 2 volunteers that came to the wine. Oh, fuck it. Oh well, if you know what I meant, you know what I meant. But the camp I attended, excuse me. So I remember their names like vividly because I will never forget this. So they were like 17, 18. And also I gotta talk about this counselor after this story. But I remember one time they brought markers. And they were like teen scene shit. Like they were like with the teenagers. And then I knew them. Like they were like cool. And they ended up getting like jobs as volunteers. And the 2 of them, those damn heathens, with like around like middle schoolers and elementary school kids. And I'm not talking about like 7th, 8th grade. I'm like talking about 4th, 5th, and 6th grade kids. They wrote on their stomachs like insert here, and like they were just like slutting, bro. Like they put on their thighs like spread like this way or that way, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because I was hip, because I was put on games. I told like one of my older friends on Xbox, and when I mean like older friends, I mean that nigga was like 20, and I was like, you know what? I miss that nigga, dude. Let's detour the story. There was this nigga, man, on Xbox. His name was Captain Whoop-Ass. If you're still alive, nigga, I hope you're doing good. You really formed my Xbox experience and made that shit fucking awesome. So if you're here at all, it's a stretch. A huge fucking stretch. But Captain Whoop-Ass, if you hear this video, bro, and you remember some nigga named Mr. Perfect 1289 or 40 Carnivore 7, you made Xbox fun for a little ass jit who had no friends on Xbox, because I was a jit. So thank you for that shit. So back to the story. So I told him what happened, and he put me on game, and now I knew what was up. And I saw they were doing that shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And even now I'm like, what the fuck? Like they were like legit like writing all this shit on themselves with like bright blue marker, wearing like really, really high like thigh shorts. Like, come here, nigga. I know you sitting down watching this video. Put your hand on your thigh. Come here. Right here on your thigh. Now go up to where your little crotch start and just cut it off. That's where their pants were, bro. Like, they were in here fucking slutting, but for who? Like, we're kids, bro. We don't know what the fuck you're doing. But looking back at it, I'm like, wow, that's wild. I remember they used to let me some nail lap all the fucking time. Oh shit. Oh no. I'm a victim. I remember like they used to let me sit on their laps and they would like bounce. No fucking way. I need to file a report. I need to file a report, bro. I'm a fucking victim. No fucking way. Wow. 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 That's crazy. Wow. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. All right. Oh shit, I may just end the video here, bro. Fuck, I know I said 5 stories, but shit. I need to call my mom. I'm a fucking victim. Shit. Like, they used to just be on some extra horny shit. Like, I would not be surprised if they were like piping each other. Not like each other, but like the kids in teen scene were like running trains on them. I would not be surprised at all. But again, they're like they're probably in their late 20s at this point, it's been years, because I remember they were like high schoolers at that point for coming to summer camp still. I don't know. I guess for the love of the game. But, or love of the dick. I don't fucking know. Or love of the children. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm just traumatized right now. Let me get my shit together. So, oh, hold on. My professor managed me. An internship at Crime Stoppers. I have a possible internship for one student at the Crime Stop. You know what? May pick that shit up. But I know my videos be all over the place, bro. If you're still here, thank you for my just listening to my ramblings. And if you're still here, why not subscribe, bro? You're fucking 1540 in. Just subscribe. It's cool. But what the fuck else happened? Cause wild shit is just wild shit. So they just did that, and there was another counselor there. Her name was like Miss Ray, and she was a bad bitch, bro. That bitch was fine as fuck. And like I remember, like everyone and their dad would try to hop down on Miss Ray. Like imagine me being like 12 and thinking I could hop down on a 10. Like shit, man. Like I remember like counselors were trying to hop down on her. I was trying to hop down. Like parents would try to hop down. Like these niggas would like with wedding rings would risk it all for this 21-year-old in her prime. In her fucking prime, bro. Like everyone would try to hop down on her. What else happened at summer camp, man? I may have to stop this video after this story and make a part 2. Oh, also, this is the last story, but this is the difference between bitches and niggas, dude, and like how dudes can get into a fight and just be cool, and like girls can get into a fight and beef about it till they 60. So let's get on this. Let's get on this last story. This video went way too long, but when I was in summer camp, obviously, I had a friend. His name was Brandon. We weren't friends at first because Brandon used to be a dick, and I remember one time it was like we were waiting for like the day to start, so it was like around 7:30. You know, we were in the gym, we were just chilling, shooting, and he took the ball from me. And like that's my change. I made my shot. And then he was talking about like I took a midi, so no range, no change. Alright, dude. So I was like, fuck it, I don't even care. So I went over to the bleachers. I got on my iPod, which you weren't supposed to do for some reason. Like, for some reason, they would not let you have, like, electronics, so no DSs, no iPods, no Game Boys, none of that shit. And fuck it, if you had an iPhone back then, you had it like that, no iPhones, no shit like that, no electronics. So I got on mine, and I was just sitting there chilling, and I see this fucking figure come up on me, and he tries to take it, and I push that nigga off of me. I'm like, don't do that shit. I just jailbroke this shit last night. Don't do that shit. And he was like, let me see it, bro. I'm like, no. And then he tried to take it from me. Like he put his hands on me. Like he grabbed my shirt. And you know, that's when it gets serious. So let me preface this right now. I've only had one fight up to this moment. And that fight was like, I was running 15 with someone. Maybe I'll tell that story eventually. Maybe in the next video I'll tell that story. It's a pretty funny story in my opinion. But he put his hands on me. So, you know, in instinct, I like punched that nigga in the face. And that nigga like went back. And this nigga, let me tell you, like this was a big ass nigga. Like imagine like us being 12. This nigga's 21. Like that nigga is huge. So I punch him in the face and he gets mad. And he runs at me and he puts me in a headlock. And I'm not as big, like I was not like as built and big as I was like back then as I am now, obviously. But that nigga put me in a headlock, and that shit, I'm not gonna cap. That nigga could if he would have locked that shit in, bro, out like a fucking light. Cause that nigga, I could not get out. So my only course of option was to reel back my arm and hit him with a hook. Right in the dick. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. I punched that nigga right in the dick. And that nigga crumpled. And I did too, so I couldn't fucking breathe. I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna make that joke. But I could not breathe. And then the counselors came over because I'm fucking wheezing, trying to catch my fucking breath after being put in a fucking sleeper. This nigga is holding his fucking dick thinking like he bursted one of his nuts. So imagine the two of us having to be carried to the director's office, breathing hard, and dick just punched the fuck out. So then, what's it called? We sat in there and we were getting like yelled. They were like, why are you fighting? You don't need to be fighting. Jonathan, I'm more disappointed in you because, you know, you're a good kid. You just, you know, but you're fighting. What would your mom say if you were fighting? And then the other nigga, she was like, why are you picking on this kid? You know, shit like that. And then she was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave y'all in here alone and y'all niggas better make up. If y'all don't make up in here, y'all niggas get written up. So, you know, we started talking and we had a lot of similar interests. And, you know, by the end of that day, we were the best of fucking friends. I have not talked to that nigga since like summer camp ended, but I remember for like the next 2-3 years, inseparable, best fucking friends. So that's how a friendship started, from me punching a kid in the dick and him almost putting me in a fucking like headlock and almost putting me to sleep. So that's the video. You guys have been here for 21 minutes. I'm so fucking sorry. I may make another video than this so I can remember some stories, but I'm definitely telling the story of my first fight because that story was funny as hell. I may have to hit up a friend to see if he still has the video because I kicked a nigga right in his chest. Not on no stink minor shit, but you know, I kicked a nigga in the chest. You know, I get shiesty like that, nigga. I chop a nigga up. But that's the video. I'll see y'all niggas later. Y'all take it easy. Y'all made it here. Subscribe. Peace.